Well, hello, folks. Um, this is going to be kind of an interesting tonight. I see I have a couple of people watching. And forgive me if I'm a little crossed up here about how to monitor what's being said. I've got a list over here of comments. Hopefully, I can see them. If not, I might have to go to a view of my live stream so I can see and respond to people's comments. Hopefully, maybe I should do that before we get too deep into this. 'Cause this is a deep little subject we're going to talk about tonight. Let me just go here. Someone go ahead and leave me a message if you are seeing this. Let me also open up my screen so I can sort of monitor myself. Sorry, I should have done it ahead of time. One moment. Let me go to my YouTube studio and see if I can get to my own video here right quick. And yeah, I see. I'll go to my content and go to it. So forgive me, I'm about 30 seconds away from hopefully being able to respond to any comments that I see. So it looks like I am live. I have to mute this thing. I might hear myself talking in the lagged place here just for a moment. Hang on. Can I copy this and paste it? Let's try this. And then mute myself. Okay. Don't want to do that. I just want to mute this. And play. Okay. So now, hopefully I'll be able to see myself and see the comments that anyone leaves me. And we can talk about this. So tonight I wanted to talk about this whole UFO thing. And so the question that I pose here is, you know, the name of this video is why is the, maybe I said it the wrong way, why the whole thing about the reality of UFOs is no big deal. And so here's my question. How many of you who are watching, whether it be now or be later, how many of you have seen this thing that 60 Minutes put out 2 weeks ago? And it's the interview with the official guy that was with the ATIP program, sanctioned by the government to study UFOs. They call them undocumented or unidentified aerial phenomena or something like that. Unexplained aerial phenomena. UAPs is what they call them. There was a great segment on 60 Minutes 2 weeks ago. All you gotta do is just look it up. Go to 60 Minutes, look up UFO, and you'll see the interview with these Navy pilots, multiple different ones. They had 3 different ones on there. A lot of this has been confirmed. The government, the United States government, has kind of reluctantly, I'm talking about the Pentagon, has come out and said, yeah, these UFOs are real. They've been appearing since really about 1947. It's interesting to me that is roughly the time frame that we started seeing. There's all kinds of legends of UFOs, and there used to be TV shows that came on about it. All these unexplained type things. I remember Leonard Nimoy had that thing, In Search of, or I don't know, all kind of mysterious type things where they claim that in biblical times there were UFOs, and I kind of believe that. I kind of don't know that I agree with what the regular people think they are. I do have a biblical viewpoint on that as a Christian as to what these things might be, and it's interesting that a lot of people from the spiritual or Christian side have been talking about this for a long time and have not been dismissive of it. So that's one of the things we'll talk about tonight. But the main thing I wanted to talk about is this video. If you watch it, it's absolutely fascinating. 60 Minutes produced. Bill Whitaker is the guy that's doing the interview. Talk with some high level. Marco Rubio's on there. There are a number of different representatives of Pentagon, people who are on task forces. We're talking about Navy pilots, decorated Navy pilots, some of the best ones, Top Gun people, saying they saw these things every single day for over a certain time period. It's interesting to me as a North Carolinian that most of these sightings, documented sightings, were south of Virginia Beach, really off the North Carolina coast. If you watch the video, you'll see they'll show a kind of a big area there where a lot of these sightings were. These were vehicles that could drop in elevation 80,000 feet in less than 1 second. Less than 1 second, 1,001, and you've dropped 80,000 feet. Nothing in our physical universe can do that, and they documented this thing. The only thing I know that can move like that. Now, here, I'm not a scientist. Yeah, I was reluctant to do this video tonight because, what credentials do I have? I'm just a guy that I did graduate magna cum laude, so I'm a pretty well-read guy, but I'm an English communications major. I'm not a scientist guy. I started out as a biology major. Didn't think I could handle didn't honestly think I could handle the chemistry stuff I was going to have to take. So I'm going back and forth here, but so I'm just double checking to make sure I can see my string, see if there's any comments. So far, I'm seeing no comments. So if you're leaving them, go ahead and leave them. I hope start showing up in stream so we can start talking. But I started to say, well, do I even want to talk about this? Because I'm not some scientist. The thing I've done, I've gone and watched a bunch of videos of science type people, very intelligent people talk about it, and they seem like they're as clueless as I am. So why not? Why not as an English major, but a guy that's heard about this stuff my whole life, why not come on and talk about it and start a dialogue with other folks? Because the Pentagon has been required sometime this month in June to provide a report about these UAPs, these UFOs we call them, UAPs what they call them, and talk about what they think they are, what they think their capabilities are. The capabilities are amazing. They do know some things about the capabilities. If you've not watched that video, I do highly recommend you go back, but just to go over some points as I recall, I could say it could rise or drop in elevation as much as 80,000 feet in less than a second. It could also move as far as 60 miles in 3 seconds. 3 seconds, it moves 60 miles. The Navy pilot says that to move the way it moves, it would have to be able to withstand 600 to 700 G-forces. Not 6 or 7 G-forces, 6 or 700 G-forces. This one thing that he describes, he called it like a thing shaped like a tic-tac, about the size of an F-18 aircraft, was kind of mimicking, moving around, kind of, I guess, dipping and dodging and trying to trail him somewhat. It got right in front of him, and then he says it disappeared. Now, Bill Whitaker, when he talks about it in this video, to me, this was significant. He says he and the lady pilot that's with him says, no, it disappeared. It didn't scoot off super fast. And Bill Whitaker keeps saying that it darts off. No, that's not what they said. They said it disappeared. But these were things that were tracked. This wasn't some sort of a holographic projection or something that the enemy was sending to us, because it could be tracked with infrared and it could be tracked with radar. And there's one Navy pilot that says you can't spoof that. You can't say that that's some kind of weather balloon or some kind of weird projection or something that's up there. And so these things, whatever they are, they totally defy physics the way that we understand it. Nothing we know of could move that fast without burning up in the atmosphere. The friction of just flying through the air that fast would just disintegrate it. No being, if there's something inside these crafts, a being could withstand probably more than 12 or 15 G-forces that fast. It would crush them, right? And yet these things can do 600 to 700 Gs. Nothing we know of other than light that I'm aware of. That light goes 186,282.397 miles per second. It's a very cool constant you can remember if you want to. For some reason, I like constants. I like to know that pi is 3.1415926535897 and continuing on. I can do a lot of that. One of those things is weird as a strange little science kid. I like to remember those things, but my point is nothing can go 30 miles or 60 miles in 3 seconds other than light. Nothing that we know of in our physical universe. So this is what's interesting to me, is that this thing on 60 Minutes came out. All kinds of other people are talking about it. It's a very fringe type thing. Why isn't everyone talking about it now? It is a confirmed by our government fact that there are these things called UFOs that people have been making fun of really for decades, talking about you wearing your aluminum hat and stuff like that. So it's something that's just been perceived as a joke, but now it looks like it's going to be revealed as reality. Uh, why isn't this being shouted from the top of the roofs? Why aren't we seeing this all the time? Why aren't we constantly being reminded that there's this weird something going on, and it's not just out over the ocean. I mean, there's just some awesome recent video of like the governor of Arizona talking about this, talking about the fact that he saw that what were the Phoenix lights, the Arizona lights, whatever, and it looks like a huge boomerang with massive lights on it that was totally quiet, totally silent, that moved across Arizona, parts of Arizona. Go watch that video too. Governor of Arizona, hundreds, maybe thousands of other people saw those things as well. So it's stuff that's inland. I've not done a whole lot of research to see what people are seeing around the world. Is this something that's going on around? I imagine that it is. I imagine there are UFO or UAP sightings all over the world. And no, I'm not some kind of conspiracy theorist or anything like that. All I'm worried about or interested in is, why is it not being sensationalized? Why is it because we're just so freaked by it that we don't even want to think about it? Is it because nobody can tangibly say or explain anything about it, that we want to dismiss it, or we don't even want to talk about it? Why has that video that 60 Minutes has put out only have 8.5 million views? Okay, Justin Bieber could put out a new, or who, some new pop superstar could put out a new video and be watched 50 million times like that, right? And yet this is this thing saying, okay, yeah, UFOs are real, and boy, they do some crazy things that defy gravity and defy the laws of physics and defy all explanation. And oh, they might pose a threat to humanity. They might pose a threat to we don't know what they are, but it's real. And here's video of it doing crazy, weird things. Here are photos that are bizarre and unexplained, and a lot of people interested or something. Let me jump back over here and see if I'm seeing any. Am I seeing any comments at all? I hope I've got comments turned on. I did not want to do this and not have some people reacting with me, right? Can anyone watching send me a message? Tell me whether you're seeing any of this or not. I see 8 people, it says, are watching now. My stream looks like it's pretty low quality. Maybe I should have waited till another night to have done this. If nothing that comes of this stream other than you go there and you watch that video on the 60 Minutes version, or just whatever else. Maybe, I know Russell Brand has even done a cool video talking about the 60 Minutes video. And Russell Brand, by the way, is pretty awesome. I love to watch his commentary and his skepticism about power and everything in the world, and how he thinks it might be some sort of smokescreen, that some political reason that they're just now coming out with the reality of this, admitting to it. I don't think that's it. I think you've got people in high places finally wanting some explanations, and we do live in a highly uncertain time, and some people that are in power finally pushed it to the forefront in such a way that it's having to be dealt with. And so sometime this month, unless somebody's stonewalled, unless there's some legal reason not to bring it up, or unless they release a report and it's blacked out in 10,000 different places because they don't want you to, they're going to consider it classified stuff. Unless that happens, then we're going to have a report. And I imagine we're not going to learn much, because I don't think we have the capacity. I don't think our leaders, I don't think our scientists, I don't think our military has the wherewithal or understanding to figure out what in the devil these things are. It is funny, though, and here again, me just saying this as a Christian guy, not a guy that pushes politics or religion on anybody. I never will. I never will push that. But there are biblical precedents for some of these things that are happening. And maybe that's for a different video. Here again, I just wanted to come on tonight, see if anyone was willing to talk about this. And I'm looking to see, is there any chat? I'm seeing no questions, nobody logging on, nobody asking anything, although there are some watchers. And here again, have I set my stream up improperly? Aha, I see Wasabi. Okay. I know who that is. Awesome. Here's someone named Eric. Hey, appreciate you guys coming on. So I don't know if you've watched from the very beginning, but what I am talking about tonight is the fact that it's pretty official. It's totally official that the government has said, yes, there are UFOs, and they've released some declassified videos. And the video, it's in the description of this video you're watching now of me. Go watch that video from 60 Minutes from 2 weeks ago. And here again, it's been watched 8.5 million times. To me, I would have thought it would have been viewed 500 million times. I would have figured people from all over the planet, any English-speaking person from this planet, I figured might have gone and watched this video. And I guess I'm just stunned that, I bring this up at work. I shared it with some of my buddies. I said, hey, did you watch these videos on 60 Minutes? Basically, it's the government admitting, yeah, there are these UFOs. They do things that totally defy physics, totally defy gravity, totally defy that just are absolutely inexplicable. It's technology that sounds like it's 5,000 years ahead of us. And they're doing all these things in our atmosphere now, whatever these things are, whoever is over it or in charge of it. And it's being treated like it's no big deal. So the name of this video is a rhetorical thing. I'm still not convinced AOC is real. I may be with you there too, my friend. But here again, I do think that these are possibly signs. I think these are possibly signs on a biblical level. I'm not going to get tremendously into it. I'm not a theologian, but I am a guy that's read my Bible a lot. I do know that biblically, a lot of stuff that's in the Bible defies physics and defies our logic. And I know that spiritual things can be at one place and 10,000 miles away in a moment, in just a blink of an eye. They are the chariots written about in the Bible. See, Eric, you're thinking the same sort of thing I am. The one passage, and Christopher, I know you'll know this too, is I think of when Elisha was it 2 Kings 6, I believe, is the story of Elisha. He was getting ready to be taken in by the king of, who was it? Aram, perhaps. Forgive me if my biblical knowledge is, I can't just conjure it up in my head the way I should. I should have to go back and look at it. But he was in great fear. Elisha was not, but his servant, guy that was with him, said, "Oh, we're camped about. The enemy's all around us. Oh Lord, I'm terrified." And Elisha said, "Lord, open his eyes and let him see what's really here." And so there was this other plane, this other existence, this other reality that was revealed to Elisha's servant, and that was that there were hundreds of angels around him. All of a sudden, his eyes were open, and he could see that there were these angels camped around and there to protect him. And so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking nothing could move the way these things move. 80,000 feet, changing elevation in less than 1 second. 60 miles traveled in 3 seconds. In our atmosphere, possibly able to go underwater, possibly able to go into space. Things that can appear and disappear, not just dart off, but according to the guy, they could disappear. Watch the video. I think you'll find it interesting. I guess if nothing else comes of this, this is me speculating. The other thing I'll say, let me watch just see what Michael Justice has said here. Hi, Tony. I've watched everything I can on this. When our Navy and pilots with all their sensors have verified, that says a lot to me too. Just wondering what are up with these UAPs. Good question. So another possibility. Me, I've watched preachers who for years and years have said that they think that they're angelic or demonic or whatever, you know, are they here? There's different possibilities as I see it, and you know why? Is it wrong for me to speculate? Is it wrong for me to come up with my theories? Well, no, because I can clearly see that the scientists have no clue, and they're going to wait till they have some quantifiable something they can say. So why not speculate a little bit? I'm having some fun with it, but uh, there's one really good preacher online that says that he thinks they're perhaps vehicles that angels move around in, and that you know they're not bound by the physics of this world. It's something that the Lord has let happen. You know, and here's the thing: it were we the first beings on this world? You know, the Bible also talks like there were sons of God. There was perhaps another race, maybe not created in His image as we were, but something else that that was here even before us. It's not unbiblical to say that. And uh, one of the things I was interested in, I had friends. Yeah, I wasn't always a believer, and I had friends who would always say, you know, if they find life on Mars, what does that do to you as a Christian? What does that do to you about your biblical beliefs? And I say, well, I think it's awesome. I think it would perfectly confirm my biblical beliefs because, you know, like Billy Graham, one of the greatest theologians of our time, or greatest evangelist at any rate, Billy speculated there were perhaps millions, maybe billions of worlds where there was life. Now, I don't think he thought that on every one of those there were beings created in God's image, which is what the Bible says we were. We may be unique in the universe in that way. I don't know. What I'm saying is, I don't think God would create billions and trillions of worlds and not put life on some of it. Nah, I think there's plenty of life in the universe. I do still think all of it's God created. That's just me. That's me and my Judeo-Christian beliefs and background. So, so whatever this is, do I think it's aliens come to invade or whatever? It may be beings that have been here. Hey, there's always this legend of Atlantis that went into the sea. One thing that's interesting is a lot of these, just testing to make sure I'm not losing bandwidth. But one of the things I do think is that um, it could be something that's been here for a lot longer. It could be just worldly, something of this earth, something spiritual, something a different dimension than we understand or operate in, and or it could be something from some other place. I think there's a very logical explanation for it, and I think it will be revealed. I think when this report comes out, I don't think our government's going to really know. I think what I suspect is the reason we've never heard much about it is they've not been able to figure out a dang thing about it. I'm going to go here and look at some of the comments. Robert Fagan, I like this. Hey, cool. I'm glad you do. Anti-Judaism is one of my buddies, the guy that does the guitar rabbi stuff with me online. If we apply the Jewish hermeneutic, I think they are interdimensional. It is something that is context of kosher Jewish Kabbalah. They were created by God, but we don't know if they are good or bad or what purpose they have. There are at least 72 worlds, or at least that according to Judaism. Interesting that Judaism has that. Yeah, the thing I like about Christopher is Christopher. I don't want to mischaracterize you, so forgive me. I don't want to. I want to say you're sort of a messianic Jew. Um, you are a Jew that believes in Yeshua, Jesus. Uh, and if I'm wrong, forgive me. I don't want to get your religion messed up, but I like the fact you've got a very open mind and you're very astute and you study these things and you're looking at perhaps different scriptures than what we use. I think what God's given the Gentile world is what we need to find salvation and learn how to live. And then the people of Israel have maybe even a deeper, well, they definitely have a deeper relationship, I think, with God. But I'm not going to get off into that. There's definitely a high purpose for Israel and for the Jewish nation. And one of the reasons I said a while ago is if you go back and watch all this, the whole UFO phenomenon didn't start until the nation of Israel came into place. First UFO reports were around 1947. What was it, 1948 that Israel was established? It's interesting that as far as a time frame goes, it corresponds perfectly with the formation of Israel, which is one of the final signs of the last days. And here again, not trying to go off on the deep end religiously. Uh, these are just some thoughts I've had. Maybe other people are having these thoughts. Whatever it is, I do think it's something we need to pay attention to. And I don't understand why it's not being made a super big deal. Why it's sort of being, maybe it's because people think of anyone that wants to even bring up UFO as somebody that's kind of crazy or crackpot. Maybe. Let me see a few more things. Oh, Chris says, I'm anti-Jew. It's all good. The difference between us and the Messianics is we don't think Gentiles need to keep the Torah, but we keep a rabbinic Jewish way of life like the rest of the Jewish community. Yeah, I think that's awesome. One thing's for sure, if you could keep the law, and praise God that it's not required by the Gentiles, but if you could keep the law, that would be the best way, wouldn't it? I mean, God gave those laws so you to live a full life and profitable life, and it's probably the best way if you were such a disciplined person that you had it within you to do that. I don't. I'm a I'm a big failure. But I want to read on it. That's what Michael Justice says. One idea I've had is maybe it is humans in the future that have figured out how to time travel. Uh, these UAPs have been sighted around nuclear silos, etc. Hey, you know what? That could be too, Michael. Who knows? And yeah, here's another thing. So I saw another interview. This hasn't been that long ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, where Elon Musk was talking with Joe Rogan, and Elon, he's very skeptical about extraterrestrial life, and I understand the skepticality, skepticalness, whatever the word is, uh, because it would be a needle in a haystack, wouldn't it, for any intelligent life to find the other intelligent life in this universe. I know we've been broadcasting little radio waves and signals and mess out in space and all that, but what are the odds that truly? I mean, if the closest star is Alpha Centauri and it's what is it? Is it 7? Am I wrong? 7 light years away? Light years, folks. And that light travels 186,282.397 miles per second. Good grief, that's a long way. And as huge as our galaxy is, perhaps 200 million stars in our galaxy. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It might be billion. I don't know. Just our galaxy. Just our little galaxy. Then what are the odds that anybody from another distant world would find us and then come over here and visit us? So I don't know. I'm kind of like you. It could it even be humans in a future place that have learned how to time travel? If they've learned how to time travel and they've learned how to pop in and out, one of the criticisms I've always heard of that theory is that, well, they have to have a great understanding of time and space, be able to move, because the solar system is moving through space, and then the Earth is moving around a star. The star is moving around the center of a galaxy. How would they know where to time travel to? Would they, if you were able to time travel, would your time travel be connected with the space, or would you end up, if you time traveled back 10,000 years, would you be 10,000 where the Earth was 10,000 years ago? And I don't even know why that's a thing. For people that want to write science fiction, that wouldn't work very well because, but people that study quantum physics and all talk about this thing. And here again, I'm not a scientist. I'm the guy that wanted to be a scientist, just didn't think I could handle the math and chemistry that I was going to have to be a biology person. Gray Brian, skepticism. That's why it's no big deal. Yep, perhaps so. Here again, though, it is confirmed. It is being confirmed by our government Do watch the videos. If you've not watched the video that's in the description of this video that I'm running right now, hopefully it's in there. I think I saved it in there right. Go watch it. Go watch it and see what you think about it. And then share it with some people and see if they don't wake up. See what their reactions will be. The fact that you even share a video. Now, see, that's the thing. It's not some crackpot type thing. It's 60 Minutes, pretty reputable news magazine, probably the most reputable news magazine. The guy that's Bill Whitaker that's doing the interview, you can tell he has a healthy dose of skepticism. But the people that are sharing this information with him have impeccable credentials. And here again, it's something that's going to be reported on very soon. Eric, there is a war going on right now, and I don't know to what extent you're talking about, Eric. There are wars going on everywhere, and yeah, there's figuratively and literally there are all kinds of wars going on. I think I know what you might mean. Michael Justice, yes. At Kiefer Hikes, they haven't been able to find out what those are. See, we're talking about Brown Mountain Lights. I'm sorry, I'm behind a little bit. I got a phone call as soon as I logged on, and have missed so far. I'm interested in this topic. Maybe they're responsible for the Brown Mountain Lights. You know, that's interesting. You bring that up. Here again, that is something I've never seen. And I've been up there in those areas where you're supposed to be able to see them dozens and dozens of times. And as you know, brother, I've been there a lot during the day, but I've been there at night. And I've gone to Brown Mountain, gone to the Overlook. I've gone to probably 6 or 7 times gone there. Then of course to Wiseman's View. Oh, good grief, maybe 2 or 3 dozen times. I've never seen them, but then my family members, my dad swore he saw them. There's lights that dip and dodge and jump up and down, change colors, and can rise and fall very quickly. I still don't know that there's not probably some non-otherworldly explanation behind those. And here again, I'm not saying that the UAPs that are talked about in this video or that the UFOs themselves are otherworldly. I think they could be. Oh, Eric says he's seen them. Eric, that's very cool. Like I say, basically all my family. Why are they hiding from me? Dozens of times. Never seen them. Never seen them. Folks, I hope I'm not dropping out because I've got kind of a low bandwidth thing tonight. Thank you. Oh, and Christopher, I see again, you've donated me a little bit of money. God bless you, man. You didn't have to do that, but that's so sweet. That's awesome. You're a great friend. John Valerian, maybe we're living in a simulation. Yep, that's true. Maybe we're all laying in that goo somewhere while they got a tube run up our butt and we're feeding us intravenously, and we're all batteries. I hate to descend into this craziness here at the end of this because I don't know that I have a whole lot more to say tonight, folks. I just wanted to get a few people thinking about this, looking at it. Watch this video from the beginning. Again, watch the video where these Navy pilots are talking about these things absolutely defying the laws of nature, gravity, physics as we know it, and appearing and disappearing, and draw a the world is a maybe the world is a vampire. Maybe Christopher, you're coming up with some crazy mess there, brother. Is the aurora borealis otherworldly? No, it's nature. It's a natural thing. And but Gray, that's not what these guys are seeing. Go watch the video again if you get a chance. Thank you so much, Gray, for being a long time subscriber and watching my videos and making some very pointed comments from time to time. I really appreciate you. Kiefer Hikes, David Fravor is the most credible source I've ever heard discuss his sighting. Yeah, Fravor is the guy in the video. Fravor and the pilot, boy, she's a pretty lady. That is his. She wasn't his wing person. Maybe she was his wing person. It was the two of them. Then they had their 2 other people in the planes with them, and so all 4 of them saw that one where the thing just disappeared. And they said it was appearing over a section of white water that was the size of a 737. So And it's interesting that in this segment that you see, watch what's not asked. So it's like they jump. I guess just for time constraints, Bill Whitaker jumps over it so fast. These two jets, four people in the two people in each jet fly out to examine this something going on, and they say it's a bunch of white water, just roiling white water, bubbling, gurgling area of the ocean about the size of a 737, so a pretty good size. Something was something just under the water, some big something, don't know. But what it jumps to real quickly is this thing that the guy says is like a tic tac. He says it's shaped like that, and it's about the size of his F-18, which is not a huge. It would be what, 40 feet long, something like that. And this thing starts mimicking his moves, flying around, doing things that are impossible, and then it just dematerializes, like it's just gone. Not that it darts off; it disappears. And Bill Whitaker's quick to say, "Oh, it darted away," and several times he says that, even though the two pilots say, "No, it disappeared." So that's crazy. That's what makes you think it's of another dimension. That's what makes you think, okay, is it
I'm having trouble hearing you.
I don't know why Siri had to set something to say to me just then, but she did. Anyway, folks, probably taking up too much of your time tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in while I bring this up. Watch that video. Share some stuff in the comments. I'd like to know what any of y'all are thinking. Share it with your friends. See how they react. See if they brush it off like it's no big deal. If it's somebody from another world, would it still not be a big deal? I mean, are we at a point where we're so freaking bombarded with information, with opinions, and with, are we in the middle of such a thing that our minds are so overwhelmed with stuff coming at us that something as significant as an otherworldly or supernatural, will say, I won't say it's otherworldly, I still think it's more supernatural, that something like that doesn't even register with us. It's just something we just, and it's just no big thing. Knowledge seeker, I know you're late. Please do watch the video. The impetus for this whole video is in the description. In the description, this video is a video that was put out 2 weeks ago by 60 Minutes. Bill Whitaker expose on the fact that the government is going to be doing a big report about UFOs, which they have acknowledged are real, and there's some declassified video that's been put out. Some of it's just indisputable. And anyway, Siri is drunk. Christopher, good evening to you, each and every one. Christopher and I'll be doing a YouTube video about something a little more able to grasp, which is guitar effects, later on this week. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everyone who watches my videos, who listens to a crazy guy from North Carolina who probably talks about stuff you shouldn't talk about. But please do, Knowledge Seeker. Check it out. Check it out. Watch that. And then go back. I'm going to sign off here. I think I need to go pee. And I bet aliens don't roast turkeys good as you. Probably. That may be the best comment that's come up tonight, Brad Lucas. God bless each and every one of you. Peace to everyone who watches. Again, many, many thanks for watching my videos and being part of my little wild world. And greetings from North Carolina to every one of you, and thanks for tuning in with me on a Saturday night. We'll see you.